Hello, this week on Operation Reorganization, we will be featuring Todd Mills. He is a military client, as are many of our clients, and we would like to thank them for our service to our country and also for their business. Todd is a repeat client, Tamra's client.
It's garage, yes?
It's the garage, and this is the third project we've done for him.
Right. The first project was really special for him. It is a very unique, one-of-a-kind cabinet that's a floating cabinet.
Floating cabinet.
In his living room, enclosed to hold some ships his father made, model ships.
Right, his father built those ships, and Tamra did an incredible job of designing a floating display cabinet. Since that time, we've done two other projects, of course this being the third project, which is a garage. And people don't really realize how difficult it is to design and install garages.
It is.
Very complicated because in a garage there are so many things in the way that you have to deal with and take into consideration. So garages create a new set of challenges for designers and for the installers. So this should be a really interesting project. Tamra has designed this where everything is behind doors and drawers. There's work task lighting involved, a butcher block top, and she's done a fantastic job of setting up so it's on leveler legs, so it's kind of floating on the floor. I mean, you see the legs.
Okay, so it's not on treated base.
It's not on treated base, it's on leveler legs, and our audience will be able to see that and appreciate another aspect of what we do as far as garage work goes. So we want to thank Todd for being, for serving our country and also for being a repeat client for Closet Factory. We appreciate his business, and we hope you enjoy the show.
My name is Todd Mills, and I moved into my home about 2.5 years ago. And when I did, I was referred to Closet Factory, which then came in and did some work for me in a home office space and here in my living room. I have been sort of frustrated with my garage and the organization, and wanted to get everything kind of cleaned up, nice and orderly. And I asked the Closet Factory to come out here so that they could give me an assessment of the space and come up with the right solution that will work for me. Tamra and the Closet Factory came to me highly recommended through a very trusted source, and I initially called and asked Tamra to come out and sit down and do a consult with me, and I was very impressed with just what she had to share with me, what she was able to offer in terms of professional advice and the products that they offered. And I thought that the Closet Factory was going to give me the results that I really wanted to have in my home to get myself organized. Tamra's designed two previous projects for me with my home office. She designed some cabinets to go above my desk, and here in my living room she designed a floating shelf which supports the ship models that you see behind me. So I'm hoping for the same result with a garage project that will help me get organized, put things away efficiently so that I can use the garage space more effectively to take on household projects and other things that I'd like to do.
So I've got the room all set up, and I've plugged in all of the instructions. So this is the top view, gives you a chance to see your clearances and things. So what you've expressed is that you want to have cabinetry down along this wall on the right.
Right.
And then you're going to have your workbench and everything on the end wall.
Correct.
Okay, so let's look at the cabinetry first, because that's the easy part. You've got your garage door track that runs up here. So it just needs, everything needs to clear so that the door's open. Do you want the cabinet height to be just up to that track?
Yes, I think so. I don't think we certainly don't want to go beyond it, and I think that with the way you've set up the height in here, which looks like it puts it right below the garage door track to one end there, is probably going to be about right. And then having that space above it to set things on top of, that sort of thing, that in the event I want to do that or I choose to do that at some point, it'll be convenient to have it set up like that. And I think with the way you have the cabinets positioned in there, from a height standpoint, leaves plenty of room to store tools and the things inside them that I want to store.
Let's look at the end for the workbench. You've got the mini fridge. You want to have that just outside of the house door so that you can easily access beverages when you have company, right?
Right. I think that's what makes the most sense from just an efficiency standpoint, is to have it there on the end of the workbench, closest to the back door going from the house into the garage, just for that very reason.
And then drawers over here on the right-hand side, you mentioned that. Do you want them to all be the same depth, or are you thinking maybe various depths, or one much deeper than the others?
Definitely the drawers on the right-hand side. I like the idea of making them vary in depth so that I can perhaps store larger things towards the bottom and the lighter, smaller things towards the top drawers.
For countertop, do you like the idea of butcher block?
You know, at first when we mentioned that idea at the onset, I wasn't really sure, but having the opportunity to look at it today and understand a little bit better what that product's going to look like, I like its nice finished look, and it looks quality. It sort of adds an element of class to the final design project, so I think I definitely want to go with the butcher block.
And it's going to look really good with the black
I
melamine.
think so too.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
The other thing that'll give it a nice look is to raise all of the cabinetry on what we call leveler legs, also known as aluminum feet. Those prevent moisture that might come in through the garage, prevents it from getting stuck underneath the cabinets.
Okay.
That way, if it does get wet under there, whether it be rain or something else, it'll dry and won't damage any of the cabinetry. And it's just a really nice look too.
And it sort of is going to bring the whole workbench up just a little bit, probably making it a bit more functional for standing up and doing things at the counter.
Now we're going to need to cut the countertop around the water cutoff.
Right. I was going to mention to you that the cutouts for the water meter and the water shutoff valves are going to have to be taken into account. I know it's a little tricky here in the design, but especially for those cutoff valves, I've got to be able to reach down and shut those off. And of course, as we see here in the design, like the way that countertop sets in there is just happens to be right where that cutout is. So we will have to account for that because I've got to be able to access those valves.
That won't be a problem. That's what custom's all about. Let's go back to the idea of having your OmniTrack storage. Do you like the idea to the left of your cabinets that are on the long wall to have some OmniTrack mounted there?
Yes, I do. And the reason I would like some mounted to the left of those cabinets is because I want to be able to put up and store the bike and a few other things that I have that, of course, won't be able to be stored anywhere else.
Do you also want OmniTrack on the opposite wall, next to the door going into the kitchen?
Well, we have the space, so let's go ahead and put some there too, because it'll give a little bit more added capacity. And though that's sort of a small wall, because we've got the water heater on that wall, it'll take advantage of that space and we'll be able to put it to maximum use.
Okay, I'll do a little bit more work on the design and see what other questions I might have for you.
Great, let's do it.
Okay.
What I'm doing now is putting some blocking in so that when I put the valance to hide the lighting, there's something to nail it to instead of just nailing it on the ends and kind of having the valance dangling. So now when that goes in, see how now it'll have something to nail in those spots there. you can't see the blocking, but you know, you need it so that when you nail the stuff in, you got something for it to actually hold on to, instead of just having 2 nails here and 2 nails right there.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Check it out.
Look at this. Fantastic. This really turned out well, Tamra.
What a difference. I mean,
Huge difference.
Wow.
I mean, it's night and day, isn't it?
Yeah.
From what we started with to what it is now.
It is your masculine, almost man cave.
Almost, yeah. I think it actually surpasses what I had in mind, to be quite honest with you. But definitely, what an excellent job they did. And I'm really pleased with how it looks. So show me what we've got.
Okay, your beverage refrigerator.
Yeah, well, that was part of the plan. When you and I sat down and looked at the design, we needed a place for that.
That
And
was the anchor. Wasn't
Yeah.
that the first thing you mentioned to me?
It was. It was one of the first things that you and I talked about, and it had to kind of be incorporated into our design and what we wanted to do out here. So it happened. It looks great. That's perfect.
Your butcher block countertop.
Yeah, this really turned out nicely. We talked about it in the design, and of course, at first I wasn't sure, and then you showed me what it would look like, and it just really makes it pop a little bit.
It does. It looks really good with the black.
It does.
Very good. Cabinets. So you've got your shelving. It's adjustable. You can store all kinds of big things in there.
Deep, plenty of space. That's
Soft
great.
close hinges so the doors will close. Open up the drawers.
Yeah, so just like we talked about, Tamra, I mean, with the varying degrees of depth and the fact that these drawers open so smoothly and close quietly, you don't hear a lot of rattling.
No. And those,
It's not loose. It's a good snug fit, and
they will hold 100 pounds per drawer.
wow, excellent.
Yeah. Here's your cutout for your water.
And it came out better than I envisioned it would. You know, when we started talking about this and we started talking about the challenges of this back wall in the garage, I wasn't really sure, even during the design phase, what this was going to come out like. I thought it might look a little bit irregular, and I was concerned about it. But this has really come out nicely.
Turn off your lights.
Another nice feature. I mean, you can't have a worktop in a workspace without having adequate lighting. So this certainly answers the mail.
So if you open up these doors, the outlet is up there, the transformer is up there on that very top shelf. So it's out of the way, but if you ever need to know where that is, that's where you'll find it.
Yeah, and one of the things I liked about this during the design phase, and I like how it's turned out, is that yes, that's kind of high. It goes all the way to the ceiling. But otherwise, that's just dead space. And I like the fact that we were able to come up with something that took advantage of that space and was a great storage space for the less frequently used things, or the things that I don't need to get to as much. I can simply hop on a stepladder and pull down when I need to. And that's really just going to give me a lot of room that I didn't have before.
Yeah, you have tons of storage. You've got another cabinet down here on the end, and then the two in the middle.
And I really think that, as you and I have talked about, and I mentioned to you earlier, that I think that as I look at it now, I've got more storage than I have things to put into storage, which is a good dilemma to have.
And behind you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is for hoses or electrical cords. You can put those there too.
We've got the bikes.
The bikes.
We've got tools. I mean, like I said just a moment ago, the versatility that this affords is incredible. So it's a really nice feature, and I'm looking forward to putting it to good use.
So look in these cabinets.
Yeah, this came out really nice. I mean, I could not ask for a better job and just a better final product. This is nice because it has the outlet already in it, and so if I wanted to store extension cords in there, it's easy to open the door, plug the cord in, run the cord out if I need to. So
you have two more cabinets that also have OmniTrack.
right.
But
and
I know that last cabinet is the one you're the most excited about.
I am excited about this one because when you and I came up with the design, the one thing that I liked about this cabinet, and the fact that it was different with the shelves inside of it, was that I was going to use it for putting the car wash supplies in, because I wash the car right here in the driveway. The supplies are only 2 steps away, as opposed to being all the way into the garage or somewhere else where I have to walk a little further and get to them. So I'm really excited about this cabinet here on the end with the shelves and what I'm going to be able to use it for. I think it's just going to be an efficient setup. I'm really looking forward to it.
And we're on the leveler legs that I had mentioned to you previously. That way when you are washing the car, if water happens to get into the garage, you're not risking damaging the cabinets because they're raised up off the floor.
Yeah, and it's just nice to have everything ergonomically positioned to be able to access it easy and quickly, use it, and put it right back away.
So you excited about getting your stuff put away?
Super excited about getting my stuff in here, absolutely.
I knew you would be. Hi everybody, I am back at Todd Mills' house. It's been a few weeks since we've installed his garage. I cannot wait to see what he's done because I'm sure it's nice and neat and meticulous. So let's go check it out.
So here it is.
It is nice and neat and perfect, just like I knew it would be.
I've got everything put away, and the ability to get everything organized has just been outstanding. Like we discussed on the day of the install, they really did a nice job with putting in what we discussed in the design phase, and get now with everything put away, just so much more functional out here.
So show me.
Starting over here on the countertop in this area here, this is kind of where I like to work on things that might require first the light and time and attention to detail, and this countertop and the height allow me to do that standing or I can do it seated. I started to get things put away just in places where they were convenient, depending on how frequently I think I'm going to access them or need to get to them. And in the drawers here on the other side, the same thing. I just kind of went through, and based on how frequently I think I was going to need things, I sort of organized them that way. And of course, all of the drawer space that we incorporated over here just gave me the opportunity to do that. And these are things that I would probably use right here at the workbench, just in the course of doing normal things around the house or special projects. This was the right place for the bike. It is not really in the way of the bench, and it's not in the way of the cabinets. I think any other place in the design that we came up with, it probably would have been inconvenient and in the way, but I haven't had a problem with it here. So I like it here. I like the ability that I've got my other sports equipment up on top of the cabinet that I can get access to easily when I need it. We've got all of this storage space, and as I discovered when I was putting things away, there's so much room to expand to. And of course, the higher up you get, those would probably be the things you would use less frequently.
Absolutely.
But going and taking these cabinets all the way to the ceiling, I think was the right idea and good to incorporate into the design for this particular project because of that very reason. As you can see, and we go down and see in all of the cabinets, we've just got so much more space to store things and put things away.
I hear that from my clients a lot. They start off with a space where they don't know how they're going to make it work, and by the time we're done, they're bringing me back and saying, look at these shelves, I don't even have anything on them because I don't know what to put there. I think it's wonderful.
The space that you see here above the refrigerator,
Yes.
I really stepped back and took a look at that and studied it a bit more, and I think we could actually come back and put a drawer in here, and I just wanted to see what you thought about that.
I agree. I don't see any reason why we couldn't.
I think we've got a little additional space there to work with without really getting in the way of the refrigerator. And when I looked at it from the front of the garage, I just thought we had enough space in there to maybe put another drawer and even build in a little additional capacity.
That's the beauty of Closet Factory.
Absolutely. So I'd love to talk about that and see what we could do and make arrangements to get that done.
Okay.
And then going down the cabinets, as we kind of move over here, I started just organizing garden tools and getting things put away that I would need for working in the yard. The cabinet here that has the outlet on the inside of it was kind of a logical place just to put things like the extension cord and things that I might just take out and plug right in to the wall and run it out from there.
Okay.
Additional yard tools and brooms.
Nice.
Everything kind of located in one spot for jobs around the yard and cleanup. And continue to move down. This cabinet is where I decided to put the ladder. You know, that was a issue that we talked about during the design phase, and we were coming up with a plan to get as much stuff behind the cabinet doors and out of sight as we could.
Yes.
And this was, of course, one of the larger items that we discussed. And then finally, the cabinet for the car wash supplies that we talked about, and having them so close to the end near the driveway where when I pull the car in and I wash the car, I don't have far to go into the garage to get to the things I
couldn't
need.
wait to see this.
So everything's organized there, conveniently located. It just makes things a lot easier and a lot more functional. Everything looks great. Everything came out well. I'm really pleased with the final product. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I love being your designer.
Thank you. Look forward to working with you on some more things in the future.
We'll find some stuff, don't worry.
Great. Looking ahead, I think there's going to be the possibility for some other projects, maybe in the future, perhaps a closet or perhaps a laundry room. So those are projects that just in the back of my mind could probably be done in the future, and I will certainly be in contact with Tamra about those at some point down the road. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the final product. Closet Factory did an excellent job. I really appreciate Tamra's hard work, and I think things came out absolutely fantastic. I absolutely would recommend Closet Factory to anyone who is interested in finding an organization solution that was custom to their needs.